welcome back to my channel. My name is Rue. How do you do? It is my autism diagnoseversary, or it's the day after. It's been a year. It's been a year since I was diagnosed with autism. It was October 15th, 2021. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I should make a video for that, like, because that seems important. And I'm tapping on a Death Note manga. It's in Japanese. And I literally have just turned on the camera, and I have no idea what I want to talk about, which is not a good plan, my friends. Like, that's not a good... I should have planned this, but I am set up to film, and I know this is a video I want to film, so I turned the camera on, and we're going to see what happens. Good idea, Rue. So what should I talk about? What do you think? So yeah, it's been 1 year, which is insane. Like, time is weird. So maybe I can talk about, like, where I was last year and where I am now. That's a good idea, right? So last year at this time, ooh, y'all, I was not good. I was not good. I was in the midst of horrible burnout that I would not wish upon anyone. It was like, I don't want to be dramatic, but it's honestly the worst, probably the worst thing I've ever gone through. Like, and it's hard to explain burnout, like autistic burnout, to someone who's not experienced it, because, like, I know a prior version of me would not have understood it had I not been through it, you know? And, like, imagine, it's like you reach this limit where you're like, wow, it can't get any worse than this. And I got to that, like, I would say maybe October of 2020. And then every single month it would, like, get worse and worse and worse. And it felt like it wasn't humanly possible for me to be in this place for so long. Like, it was really bad. It feels like the worst depression you can imagine, like numbness to everything, like no feelings, like, I'm trying to think, like, did not experience joy no matter what I did. And I tried really hard to, like, I did the things that I know help. Like, I'm very proactive and I know how to cope. I know the things I have to do, and they did not touch where I was at. And that really sucks when you know you should be happy, you know what you're supposed to feel, and there's nothing there. Even, like, bad stuff, like, I don't know, I would have an experience and I'd be like, I should be upset, I should be sad, but it was complete, like, lack of feeling. It's hard to explain. The only thing I felt was stress and anxiety constantly. Like, this sounds really dramatic, and I know it sounds dramatic, but I was in a state of panic. Like, literally every moment I was awake, almost every moment I was awake, I would, like, every couple of months, I feel like I would have a day where I was, like, calm, and I would just, like, bask in it, because I was like, oh my god, thank you. Like, I can't explain it. It's like you're constantly in that state of fight or flight, and that's not good for you. Like, it's really bad for your mind and your body, because I was in the state of stress, like, constantly. I was having physical symptoms as well, and it was scary. Like, I didn't know what was normal in my body, and it was bad. It was really, really bad. And I also kind of wonder if being in that state for so long is maybe what caused or sped up what is happening this year with my health. But I mean, I'll never know, but I'm sure it was not, it was not good for me. It was really, really bad. And, the reason I was there was not even, it was within the normal bounds of, what a person does, work a job. It was working. That's what did it. So initially, I did have there was a bad situation at this job I was at. But I was able to transfer to a different job, I don't know, 6 months in. And I thought, oh, this is gonna change everything and I'm gonna be great because it's a really good environment. The people are really nice and blah, blah, blah. But my friends, it did not get better. It got worse. And it, that just made me realize it's not the job. It's me not being able to cope with normal, I say normal, but the expectations that a neurotypical could manage. I can't. And I know that now because I had a job that literally anyone would thrive at. Or I shouldn't say anyone, but most people would thrive, It was a really great group of people. It was flexible, it was understanding, but I was just not good. It's hard to explain. I don't know. But the 40-hour work week and all of the social stuff, all the communication stuff, it just built and built and built and built and built until I just couldn't handle it anymore. That's the thing I think with autistic burnout is that someone who isn't autistic, they get to a bad state, and that's burnout for them. But autistic people are so used to being in this state that we push ourselves past what is humanly possible, if that makes sense. Because I try to read a lot about I try to learn about how to get over whatever I'm getting over, and I do research, and I remember looking up how to get over burnout, and it would be neurotypical advice for how to get over burnout, and I'm I'm already doing these things don't help. My burnout is much more extensive than this. And then I started looking up autistic burnout, and I realized they're different. The states we will let ourselves get into are just not something that a human should do. To be quite honest. And I really wish I hadn't done that to myself, because it obviously, I'm still a year later trying to get over it, and I am probably changed forever because of that. I have 100% regressed on a lot of stuff. My nervous system is so just the smallest thing sets it off, and it's really bad. It's really bad. And I don't know if that'll ever change. Maybe it will. I mean, I was in burnout for a really long time, and I know it can take years to get over. So I hope it gets better. I mean, I have gotten better in the year. I am in a better place. I will say that. But anyways, I wasn't trying to talk about burnout in this video, but that's what happens when you don't play in a video. So last year at this time, I had quit my job at the beginning of October so that I would have health insurance to cover my diagnosis process. So I quit at the beginning of the month because then I'd have health insurance for the rest of the month. Because I was every day was horrible for me. Every day that I had to continue working was was just excruciating. And I didn't know, like, I couldn't do any longer. Like, again, it's hard to explain because it sounds super dramatic. And I feel like I should have been able to handle that, but I couldn't. So anyways, I had quit my job. And I can't remember whether the assessment was in October or September. Maybe it was in October. Yeah, it was in October, and then we had the follow-up appointment on October 15th, which is when I received, like, the diagnosis or whatever. So I was in a bad state then. And it's funny because I'd always thought, like, receiving that validation would just be like, oh, everything gets better, and, like, you know, you're finally, you have validation, and it's gonna be really great, and I'm gonna want to tell everyone all this, like, all at once. But I realized that day that it was, like, it hit me hard. Like, it was hard to process, like, a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Because, like, I imagined I'd get my diagnosis and then I would the same day be like, hey everybody, I'm autistic, like, because I wanted people to know, because I mean, I think you can tell that I'm a bit odd, so I wanted to be like, hey, here's your explanation, like, I'm not a broken person, I'm just autistic. But it actually took me like a week to sort of work up to that, which I, like, announced it on Facebook on my birthday. My birthday is October 22nd, so it was like a week before, or a week after I got my diagnosis. And I turned 30 last year. I turned 31 this year. Getting older. So, yeah, I think after I got my diagnosis, and, like, after I got my job, I took as much time as I could to just relax, because I knew I needed it. And I had some savings that I used to help me pay for my bills and stuff. But then at a certain point, you gotta hop back in because capitalism and whatnot. So I had planned this out already, and I had signed up for DoorDash, which is a food delivery service that you do, like, as an independent contractor. So I started doing DoorDash, and that was good for me. The reason it was good for me is because I could set my own schedule, and the main thing was that there was very little social interaction. Like, I could just be alone, do my job, knock these tasks out, and when I meet my goals, I can go home. Like, that's perfect for me. And it's still stressful. Like, DoorDash is not, it's not a good job, you know? I was still under stress, and it was really hard to meet my money goals, and I was living very, very, like, paycheck to paycheck, not making enough money, that kind of thing. So obviously that adds stress. So, like, it's not perfect, but it did give me a little breather to kind of, I don't know, calm down my nervous system a little. And, it wasn't perfect, but I was definitely doing better. I feel like it was like every other week, every month, I'd have like a blow up, you know, something would happen and I'd absolutely break down. I'm like, when is this gonna, like, go away? When am I gonna be okay? Like, it's really frustrating, but it did get better. And I'm really, really, really lucky to have an incredibly supportive partner, and I wouldn't be able to do this without him. He's so incredibly supportive, and he never, ever makes me feel bad for anything. Like, I quit my job and I told him, and I know that stressed him out. I know it did. Because, like, money is a big stressor, you know? but he never like, I guess like externalized it onto me, you know? And he never made me feel bad about it. And I think that says a lot about him, because I think a lot of people would freak out about that. But he's, you know, he's always been so incredibly supportive. And he never makes me feel bad about any of my choices. And I know I've made some really weird choices, like, over my lifespan, because that's just me. He's just really supportive, really kind, really patient. And so he was cool with me doing DoorDash, and I still paid like my half of the bills, because I'm so freaking stubborn. Like, I can't, it's so hard for me to accept help. So I was like, I can do this. I can make this work. I can still hold my end of the bargain. You know what I'm saying? But then June rolled around this year, and number one, my car broke down. You need a car to do DoorDash. And oh boy, that was a big, I melted down hard, because I was like, my life is over. I can't afford to fix my car, and without a car I can't make money. And I was like crying. Like, I was so upset. I literally just felt like my world was ending, you know? And I had a lot of big feelings. But thankfully, like, he, like, there's some details I won't go into, but he was like, we're fine. You know, we're gonna be okay financially. You don't have to worry about it. So that was really reassuring, and I was like, okay, so I just need to chill for a bit. So basically after that, I started working on my YouTube full time, because I was at home all day while he was at work, and I was like, well, I'm gonna put this energy into my YouTube. Like, I'm gonna treat it like it's a job. So I started doing that, and then July came around, and I got some really bad health stuff going on that completely, like, put me out of commission. And I won't go into detail about that right now. Maybe sometime in the future. I just don't have a lot of answers right now, and I don't want to, like, speculate. But so what I was experiencing basically knocked me out for, like, I would say almost a month. Like, I think it took me a month to, like, find some sort of normalcy and kind of get back on my feet. And I stopped posting on YouTube for a while, because I literally, like, couldn't get out of bed to feed myself. Like, it was that bad. So anyways, I am doing a lot better than I was in July. And I'm like seeing doctors and stuff about it, so all is well. But after I started feeling better, I started working on my YouTube again, and it's now fall, so it was really hard to film during the summer, because people are always outside making noise, mowing their lawns, and we've got construction all around here. But it's been quite quiet lately, I guess with the change of seasons, and it's colder and rainy and stuff. So I've been taking full advantage of filming as much as I can. So basically, I'm not working right now, which has been really, really good for me. Like, to take a complete break from working for other people and worrying about money. Because basically my partner is taking care of everything, and bless him, he is like, you guys, like, I hope everyone has someone like him in their life. It was hard at first for me to sort of accept that it's hard for me to put that on him. Like, I feel shame that he can work and I can't. But I'm also finding that accepting help is really valid, good, like, he's happy doing it. He's not upset about it. So I don't need to be upset about it, And I'm allowed to accept help, And honestly, it feels really good to finally, it's like I'm letting that wall down. Because my entire life, I based so much of my identity on, like, I need to be self-sufficient. I need to live up to these expectations. I need to be responsible, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't want help from anyone. I wanted to do it myself. But now, like, it feels good to, like, let that down, And it's helping me. This is good for me. And I really enjoy working on my YouTube. Like, I love doing this. And I would love for it to be, like, this sounds a bit dramatic, but I would love for this to be my job, I love working by myself. I love creating by myself. I love not having to live up to the expectations of someone else. And I hope that one day this channel can become at least somewhat, like, profitable. Like, any income would be awesome. Because I genuinely do like doing this, and I can see myself doing this sustainably forever, So, like, that's why I'm so appreciative of you guys, because, like, this is me trying to figure out how to live in a world that isn't made for me. This is me trying to figure out what I can do, So your support, like, means the world to me. Like, this isn't just something I do on the side, This is like, I'm putting my heart and soul into it. And I really do love it. Basically, where am I now? Where am I now compared to last year? I'm currently unemployed. I don't have a car. And I'm working really hard on my YouTube channel. I started this channel in February of this year. It would have been cool if I started it earlier, but I don't think I wouldn't have been able to, like, mentally. But I'm so happy with this channel. Like, it's grown. I mean, it's still small, obviously, but, like, it's really cool. I put in all this work and it's growing. That's cool. I love that. And I feel like my skills are progressing, and, like, I don't know. It's a cool thing to be doing, and I'm so lucky to be able to put, like, all of my energy into it, because I have such a supportive partner. And to answer the question of, like, where am I now versus where was I when I got diagnosed, I am leaps and leaps ahead of where I was. Like, I'm doing quite a lot better than I was last year, generally speaking. I still have a long ways to go. I wouldn't say I'm good, but when I look back a year ago, I'm doing better, I'm in a better spot, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I've learned a lot about my brain, and I've figured out how to handle it, I'm figuring out what my limitations are, what my boundaries are, who the heck I am. I had so many identity issues from masking, and, like, finding out you're autistic later in life is a big old process of, I mean, you basically have to reprocess your entire life. And, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And, I've been doing it alone because, I can't, like, afford therapy or anything, but I also I don't know, therapy might be stressful for me, I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm in a better place, and I'm really grateful for this chance I have to just rest and relax and work on things I'm passionate about. Yeah, I'm in a pretty good place in comparison to last year. I'm really grateful. I really, really am. And I hope that next year, maybe I'll make a video next year and we can compare. Hopefully next year I'll be even better. My partner and I have some plans we want to do, and I hope they work out. I'm not sure what the timeline will be, but I'm excited about them. It'll be stressful, but like good stress. And if those things work out, I'll share them with you guys. But anyways, I guess the point is I'm working on myself. I've gotten a lot better from where I was last year, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of myself. And I'm gonna continue doing the work and getting better and trying to figure out where I belong in this world, and trying to be, loving towards myself, understanding of myself, and just trying to live my best life, I guess. And hopefully I can find, my place where I'm happy and sustainably good. That's the plan anyways. We'll see. Life's crazy, but that's probably enough rambling for this video. Looks like it's gonna be kind of a long one, and I think not planning it worked out pretty good. It was just kind of a rambly story time. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. I always try to answer or respond to comments, and I appreciate you guys so much, more than you could possibly know. And yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Okay.